Welcome in on a Monday. It's the Maize and Blue Reviews. Good afternoon, Michigan football. Mondays means former Wolverine Jim Scarcelli and his entertaining film review, educational there as well. And Scar is ready to go after Michigan wins a thrilling game over USC on Saturday. Scar, you always say you're doing really well. You already told me that backstage. Now, you've had a little time to think about the game that was played on Saturday. How you feeling here out of the gate?
Danny, it's just a great weekend, man. Michigan wins. The Lions win. We're fired up over here in the state of Michigan. Danny, listen, man, I am fired up and confident. We beat USC, man. Undefeated USC. Lincoln Riley, 3-4 Heisman Trophy Lincoln Riley, they score points. They will average probably 40 points a year this year. And we beat a good team, and they're a hell of a lot better on defense. That quarterback, as good as any we're going to see. The only difference between this team and Texas, Danny, Texas had bigger, stronger dudes in the fronts on both sides of the line of scrimmage. But skill players, they were about the same. USC has got skill players, quarterback, scheme, but they didn't have the front seven, the offensive line, the defensive line. But it's a damn good football team we beat. I think Wink did a damn good job throughout the whole game. They made adjustments. We're going to get into what they did in the second half, Danny. I think Lincoln Riley told his football team this at halftime. This is what he told his coaches. This is what I would have told them coaches too. I said, listen, we ain't going to let Michigan run the football. If we are not going to lose letting them run the football. Okay, I don't give a damn if you got to overcommit 8-9 in the box, which is what they did in the second half. And we're going to make Alex Orji beat us with his arm. That's what Lincoln Riley told his defensive coordinator. And for the most part, we only had one run, good, legitimate run. And then he told his offensive coaches, he says, listen, we're going to throw the ball because they're taking away our run game away. So he put it on his quarterback in the second half, and he said, we're going to take away their run at all costs. And that's what they did in the second half.
It almost worked until that last drive when Khalil Mullings put Michigan on his back and had one of the great drives in Michigan history. I feel good. I headed into the game. I didn't think Michigan was going to win this game. I thought they were going to lose by double figures. And I was worried about the quarterback. I was worried about the Michigan offensive line. And I was worried about the Michigan defense. They get the victory. And 2 out of those 3 parts that I was worried about, I feel pretty good about. That offensive line looked like they performed pretty well. And the defense, that looked like a Michigan defense over the last 3 years. Not for the first 3 games, but it definitely looked like that, and especially in the first half and then to close out the game. That looked like the Michigan defense from last year. So, there's obviously the one part that stands out there that everybody's talking about, and we're going to talk about too. But that's where I sit. Now, Scar, we got the Jug coming up, and we'll get your thoughts on that. You've got film ready to go. You already mentioned that, and we are talking about this game. What are people saying to you about the Wolverines' victory over the Trojans?
Well, people all, questioning the ability to throw. What can we do with that? But listen, man, there's a lot of upside. I'm going to get into some things. First of all, USC and Oregon, same kind of challenge.
Yeah.
Okay, so we just beat a darn good team. We got, Oregon ain't going to be much different. And we didn't. That was that kid's first start. So we're going to get better. There's a lot of guys that really, really improved Saturday that showed me some things. We're going to look at them on film. So that's that I feel real confident with that. Let's understand some things about Alex Orji, Denny. Alex Orji was brought to Michigan by Jim Harbaugh. Who's Jim Harbaugh's brother? John Harbaugh. Who's John Harbaugh's quarterback? Lamar Jackson. Okay, this has been in the works. This isn't some one-year deal. Jim understands the effectiveness of that type of a player at the quarterback position. John does, and there's a lot of problems defending that kind of a quarterback. But Lamar does a good job with the pass game, and obviously they thought, and maybe we'll get there with Alex, that he will develop him. He throws the damn bubble screen with total confidence. So there's parts of his game that look good. The upside of Alex Orji, short yardage, Denny. I'll take Alex Orji at quarterback over anybody we've had the last 3 years. Cade, JJ. You get 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, 3rd and 2. With Alex Orji, and actually he's probably better off in shotgun, like a 4th and 2 situation, 4th and 1, because now you got a lot more run. But upside is short yardage, and he's a damn good quarterback sneak guy. And I'm going to tell you another thing, Danny. I played against some teams that would run quarterback sneak on 1st down, and it can be darn effective, at times. If you got that's something people might think that's crazy, but it's a problem if you got a good quarterback sneak guy. I'm going to diagram a couple plays that we did not run. We ran one. There's plays that we have to run with Alex, Denny. And I don't know if they're worried about getting him hurt, but if you're going to run, if he's going to be your quarterback, just like John has Lamar Jackson as his quarterback, you have to run him a little bit. But
let me ask you this, Car. You've been around. You understand how it works from high school all the way to getting the start on Saturday. He must have shown some ability, obviously a lot better ability to throw the ball than what we have seen just as the public. Him being able to take that from the practice field and then be able to put it out there in a game. Do you feel like there's a ceiling there where he can develop, where he can show this, where he is going to be able to throw the ball? I don't want to say much better, adequately, just get better as he goes. I mean, I know that's the idea and everything, because, you said it, and this is harsh, there's a lot of people that are harsh about it, saying this guy can't throw a lick. Is there, you said that USC at halftime said, look, we're just not going to let him beat us on the ground. Well, that's what Minnesota and everybody else is going to do.
That's what they're going to do, Danny. They're going to overcommit, and they're going to just really look at this film and try to manipulate it within their scheme. Everybody doesn't run the same scheme as SC, but they're going to commit to it. But Danny, listen, it's his first start. He throws the bubble with total confidence, and I give USC credit. They covered our receivers no one was left open. They even in some of those formations where they didn't have help, they did a darn good job locking down and smothering our receivers where there wasn't a whole lot of separation. And I think Alex would have had more success if we would have had our big tight end who catches damn near 50% of our passes the first couple games, right, Danny? First 3 games?
Yeah, I walked with Colston Loveland into the football building today. I almost said, hey, how you feeling? I didn't say anything. He just walked in. But Sharon Moore was asked about Loveland, and he said he was close on Saturday. And it sounded like, I don't want to, misquote him, that the trajectory, like he's working towards. I wouldn't be surprised to see him on Saturday. And so
just split him out. Don't even put him at the line of scrimmage. Just split him out. And detach him from the line of scrimmage and let him catch passes and let him be the matchup problem. But there's things I'm looking. Michigan has to have answers. The offensive coaching staff. I like jet sweep with a team that's overplaying the quarterback. There's things, especially in zero coverage. But I listen to Alex Orji, Denny. I really like the kid's humbleness. I think he's a real tough kid. I think he has the players' respect. He sounds like a real team guy, and I think the players are rallying behind him. Danny, he didn't turn the darn ball over. There's 0 turnovers. You know how big that is? Okay, we got to punt the football, but that's huge. 0 turnovers. I got to respond to a question we had the other night. Why can't you play Mullings and Donovan in the game at the same time? Denny, if I'm coaching defense and playing defense and I got Mullings and Donovan, I know one thing. Donovan Edwards ain't leading in blocking for the other guy. You know what I mean? They're going to be a Mullings-handed team. So that makes it easy to defend. It doesn't give me problems defending that. But our coaches have to figure out, dissect what SC did. Can't let people play 9 in the box. And I'm just confident that the way I saw Alex throw the bubble, Danny, is what's giving me a ton of confidence that he's going to develop. And what else did I talk about? Go ahead. What do you want to follow up on that, what I said so far?
Yeah, I feel like, watching Orji, when I've watched teams that take their quarterback out and then bring a running back in and they just go with the wildcat, the one that did it the best was Ronnie Brown when he played for the Dolphins. I don't know if he did it at LSU, but he did it for the Dolphins, and he was left-handed. And guys like you, Scar, they would put up the tape and they say, this is why it's so effective, because you just have an extra blocker up there. If they have Donovan Edwards back there and people want to see, I want to see this myself. I feel like they could use Donovan Edwards differently than they do. And having Orji back there, I know he's not a wildcat. He's actually a quarterback, but I think in certain spots that they could get the matchup that they want, and they know that they're running. They've got an extra blocker there, but they also use Donovan Edwards. You use him as a wide receiver and see if you can get him the ball that way too. That's something that I was thinking about as I was watching that game as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it gives you so much. Anyway, what else do I have here? I got Loveland. Loveland's absence was big. It was big in run and pass game, Denny. Because when a player like that is out of the game, it affects both phases, your run game and your pass game, because you don't have the threat. When 1883 is in there, and he played a lot, he's got to get better. We're going to look at the film with him. I thought Gio is making big improvement. Link looked a lot better. Game 4, Danny, I just thought back at my career. Game 4, Game 5 is when it really clicks in, man. You get your confidence. What else do I have?
Let me jump in, because this happened on Saturday night. It's happened all day yesterday, and it's happening here again. There's Michigan fans. I mean, I call maize on blue crime. You've got some Michigan fans certainly happy with the win, looking forward to next week. And then there's the other half of these Michigan fans that Michigan played so poorly in the second half on offense until that final drive. They're just looking ahead and saying, this is going to be a disaster after what they saw on Saturday. Everybody can have their opinion. You could tell people, hey, you should feel like this. Hey, why not just be happy with a win? Why not just enjoy it for a day or two or a week or two? But then those other people say, look, I'm just being honest. I'm being honest. They got lucky in some ways that, Khalil Mullings was able to bust off a 63-yarder. And I think there's I think all of it seems to be true. So, Gar, you as a player, you get all these dynamics instead of screaming at one another. I mean, how do you look at that part of, great win, but what about the future with Alex Orji at quarterback? Should you be down about Michigan's prospects after, even though it was an incredible win on Saturday?
Listen, man, again, Jim recruited this kid. It's a plan that they've had they had this plan all along. And, we've had some different type of quarterbacks the last couple of years, but, guys graduate, man. This isn't reform school. Guys graduate. And we beat a good team, Danny. Our coaches are going to evolve. There's so many good things that have happened to our team. You talk about the offensive line improvement.
Yes, I like that.
Ted talks about USC made adjustment. It wasn't necessarily Michigan's offense being horrible. Their offense is what we need, what we thought they were. But Ted, let me tell you, our coaches have got to find other ways that we can attack these overcommitting defense that USC did. So I'm putting a lot of this on our coaches to find things that Alex can do that make those defenses pay for what USC did. There are answers. And our receivers have to get more separation. And hopefully we get Loveland in the game, Danny, because that would have been huge. He's been the top receiver for the first 3 games, and he wasn't there. And what factor would that have been in the past game? But, Danny, as far as answering that question, man, I see a team that's unified. I see a coach that has a team unified. I see a defense that's rock solid. I see a bunch of guys on defense getting better. I know how damn good USC is, and we beat them with that quarterback coming to our place with that good defense. And it wasn't pretty, man. You don't always have pretty wins.
No, those are all good answers.
And I'm going to say this too, Danny, about if Alex is at a quarterback, I don't think we're going to have a whole lot of blowout wins. I think it's going to be a lot of grinding, and hopefully we could, we got to get some of our receivers got to make some big plays. Hopefully on a bubble, we can get the ball to Morgan and we can do some things with them. But I think we're in for a lot of, grinded out type football games, but we're going to have success. I just feel confident that our coaches are going to keep getting this team better.
Yeah, I think if they were playing Ohio State this week and then you were talking about, going into the college football playoff, you'd say, yeah, man, that's a kind of a nervous proposition. There's a long way to go until then. And you got to see the progress and the development. I have seen the progress and the development of the offensive line. And I think that the defense, whether it was the communications, they blew the one coverage. That was a communication issue that they had. And, Page might have been a little slow getting over on that other touchdown. But like you were saying, this Moss, he can deal. And until they see Gabriel, they're not going to see a quarterback, maybe, for the rest of the regular season. And they got a lot of different guys. Will Johnson went down with that shoulder injury. He was down the tunnel watching the Michigan defense have his back and get the job done. When he was in the tunnel watching it on TV, and they came up big. And Jair Hill, he didn't look very good in those first three games, but, he made some plays.
Yeah, he made plays.
I would say the same thing. Zeke Berry, he was in a lot of different situations there.
Zeke Berry, game 4, looking. Danny, notice this game 4, man. I just can't. A couple other things, Danny. Alex has got to do a better job reading the defensive ends. These defensive ends are he's got, again, I think a lot of it has to do with pink jersey in practice. There ain't no one smashing him in the face on that read, but he's got to do a better job reading that. I want to give a shout out to our special team coach, JB Brown? What's his name?
Correct. Yes. JB Brown, 34 years old.
Listen, we've been good. We've been solid. Our punt coverage is good. Our punt protection is good. Our returns, I think we've beaten everybody. We haven't got beat in our special team games. I just want to give him a shout out. Here's a question from Andre. Scar, do you think Orji will develop the ability to hit those slots? Yes, I think he will. I think when we get our tight end in there that can catch the ball, miss Klein down the side. Well, Klein, those guys are covered though, man. Nothing was really separation. There was tight coverage, and Samaj got loose in the slot on the vertical. Listen, it's his first start. And I think we just should be patient, man.
And I'm going to say this from listening to you. You say that, Michigan recruited Jim Harbaugh saw something and his staff in Alex Orji. That's not a small thing. Also, last week, Sharon Morse, was asked, do you see playmaking ability in the pass game? Has Alex Orji done that? Did you see that in the fall? Have you seen it in the spring? And he says, yes, it's about bringing that to Saturdays and, being able to, transfer it, to the game. Now, being able to do that's a huge thing. You have doing it on State Street, from doing it into the stadium, that's a huge thing. But, he's taken the first step. That was his first start. There you go. There's a lot of guys. And I understand. You mentioned Lamar Jackson. I'm not comparing Alex Orji to Lamar Jackson, but when Lamar Jackson, he won the freaking Heisman Trophy, and people were like, he can't play quarterback in the NFL. He can't throw. They got to make him a wide receiver. There are a lot of people, and he got drafted with the last pick in the first round. Every team looked at him and said, this guy can't play in the NFL. But Alex Orji is not Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, Benny, listen, I've said this for a long time. The last team in the NFL I want to defend for a 2-point conversion is the Baltimore Ravens. And I just think he's going to develop. I think he's going to develop, man. And they're going to find ways to use him. And they can't be afraid to run him. You cannot be afraid to run the power, inside power, the stuff we ran with JJ on the goal. Remember the power play we ran with JJ on the goal line against Ohio State and scored? Yeah. JJ had to dive in there. That was a quarterback power. You got to have those plays in for him. So a couple other things before we get to the film, Danny. I looked at Minnesota. typical Minnesota team. PJ wants to run it. They changed quarterbacks, man. I think PJ made out the bad end of the deal there. He gave his quarterback to Schiano, and PJ picked up a guy from New Hampshire or something. I don't think he's as good as the guy that went to Rutgers, but I think Minnesota is typical Minnesota team, maybe a little notch down from what they've been. I just saw them get beat by Iowa. Iowa's offensive coordinator is better than what they've had. We don't play Iowa, but they're coming off. Minnesota's coming off a loss, so we're playing for the Brown Jug. It's something nice to have in our showcase. It sits out there now. It's on display. It's a nice thing. I want to go through the Big Ten real quick. Unless you want to comment on Minnesota, Denny, or do you want me to finish up?
No, I think they go to you play Minnesota, you punch them in the mouth, grab the jug, and let's go. Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay, well, I'm not so sure it's going to be a cakewalk, but their quarterback has not looked great. He's average mobility. He's a kid that had all kinds of scoring in passing yards at wherever he was, but it hasn't really transitioned. Indiana, a team on our schedule. The guy continues to impress me. That ain't going to be no joke. Guys, he's a coach and he's a quarterback. They're on the schedule. Washington, in 2 weeks, we go there. And they got beat by Washington State, but he handled the Northwestern well. It'll be a tough game. We'll see what the young Belichick scheme is against us. It'll be a loud, hostile place. They're on the schedule. I just got a quick thought on Jeff Brom. I just see this guy continuing to win, continue to make the right decisions over there at Louisville. And another guy that I'm thoroughly impressed with. What the hell he's got to do with the Big Ten? How about MSU? MSU is a good football team, Danny. The quarterback is scary. The thing about this kid, the thing about the MSU quarterback, Danny, he's the kind of kid that will play. He has the potential to have a phenomenal game to give a team like Ohio State this weekend trouble. He has the potential to do that. But he also has the potential to go out when they play someone they should beat and play terrible. He's an extreme kid. He'll make dumb decisions but he's a freak athlete. Yes, they're well coached. I think they're very well coached on defense. They should have won that game at Boston College. So anyway, we got Michigan State and Ohio State, our two hated rivals, going against each other. And Danny, one other quick shout out before we get to the film. My buddy Scotty Recksteiner, otherwise known as Scott Steiner, Big Papa Pump, his son plays for Rich Rod. He just scored a big touchdown. My friend sent it to me on Twitter. A little shout out to my old buddy Scotty Recksteiner, the big time wrestler. Threw a lot at you. What do you got before I get on the film?
With Charles, that guy's a Houdini. If he can ever put that stuff together, I mean, look out. He is something else. I think you could see that. I think that Raiola is the same way. Illinois' quarterback's a little bit better than I thought. Raiola is going to be trouble for 3 years, and Childs too. And I said Ronnie Brown at LSU. You're right. It was Auburn that he played for because I think he was there with Cadillac at the same time. So you are correct with that. And as somebody said earlier, let's see if I can find this one really quick. Scar, it was this one from Adam. He said he can't wait to watch the film. So here we are.
We're ready to go, Denny.
Let me just tell everybody this, Scar, before we go ahead. We want to thank Quick Cut for the ability for Scar to draw the X's and O's and watch the film. We really do appreciate that. There were Alex Orji's numbers in the game, rushing 13 for 43. He had 32 yards. He even mentioned that today. But I want to tell everybody else, join the Maize and Blue Review today by going to michigan.rivals.com. The Michigan's back. They're back. If they would have lost this game on Saturday, I would have been sitting here telling you a little bit with my, I think my head down saying, hey, come on in over at the Maize and Blue Review. We'll try to get you a pickup. We'll try to, but you don't have to. You should be excited about, this upcoming game against Minnesota, the trip out to Washington, at Illinois. Everything opens up. and you feel pretty good about all of that. The only thing else I would say is go Tigers, Scar. The Detroit Tigers.
That's right. Yeah, Tigers are in the mix. Yeah.
Yeah. How about
that? Real quick comment about your Wildcat. See, that was more effective, I think, years ago because people weren't seeing spread stuff, that kind of thing, and I think people are getting acclimated defenses to defending that kind of stuff. Anyway, we're ready to go. So you got the film here.
Yeah.
Number 10, huge plus in the sneak game. Having a 235-pound kid that could play linebacker, it's huge. Again, I would consider calling it on first down occasionally. I would. You could rip them for 6-7 yards with a kid like that. But this is a gutsy call. We're on our 35-yard line, and this is a confident coach. Just so you know, we got big Gentry here at tight end, and we got Bredesen in here at the wing. And then Klein is down here. So I just like to know who's in the game. And Alex is under center, and you can see the surge and the push, and this is awesome. And we probably, Denny, after that Fresno game, we got stuffed, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, I guarantee you they worked on it. And this ain't the same with Davis Warren back here. That's a little different factor. Nothing against Davis Warren, but this is a different dude in there. This is different than JJ, Matt K, McNamara. So I like it. I'd have it in the package on first down. This is interesting. I thought 3rd and 8. I think this kid is a spy package. And man, they got, I was hoping that, Alex can run. He doesn't have Lamar type speed, but not many people do.
No.
But this kid runs them down. So I thought this was a spy package, 3rd and 8, early in the game. And I thought they were offsides, but that's a good scheme by this defensive coach. This defensive coach is a smart guy. Again, I talked about.
I also want to just say that I noticed that there were a lot of people that I would say that were down on Orji's running ability, saying that they thought he would be more elusive or he'd break more tackles. I would say that look out for that. Like he had a lot on his plate. It's just the first game and you want him to play like Lamar Jackson. There's a lot going on there, and so I think he can get better as a runner. Of course he can get better as a passer. He's going to have to, but I think he's even going to get better as a runner.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's just hope. Anyway, I like our punter. This is nice. This is huge, man. And I these are backup offensive linemen. This looks like Anderson, Gentry, and Percy, and our long snapper 49, Denny. I'm drawing a blank on his name, but this is a great job by our long snapper. I just want to mention these guys. 49, I got to get his number here.
The 49 is William Wagner.
Yeah. Anyway, he's been great for a couple years now, so I want to mention him because I know how darn important that punt game is, and that's great coverage. So this is something different, Danny. This, I'm a weak guy. I'm staying. I see what he's done. 4 weeks now. He is not a static guy. He is not going to let you get a beat on him. They don't know what's coming. So here this week now, this is different. He hasn't done this yet this year. He's got both edge players on the same side of the line of scrimmage. He's got Stewart here and he's got Moore here, and he brought up Barham over here. And we're playing a 5-1 look with the 6 guy close. I guess you could call it a 6-1 look. So he hasn't done this yet this year. So we got him with a great field position because of our punter and our punt game. And, great way to start out. Mason Graham had a hell of a game. Oh, man, did he have a hell of a game.
Yeah, I like the whole front four. Josiah Stewart, Grant.
But we're playing at the line, just getting, we handled the front early on. We made them one-dimensional. And, this is something Wink talks about is he likes his guys, multi-talented, positionless players. I mean, he is essentially playing like an edge player here, our inside linebacker. So he will ask these guys to play like an outside edge guy and also play inside linebacker stuff. So what it does is it gives you flexibility because now if you want to drop him in coverage, he can he's equipped for that because he's done a lot of that. If that makes sense to you. So you got guys that the position that they normally play will carry over at times. But that's a great way to start. 3rd and 7.
Not been getting a lot of TFLs, and they got a lot in this game.
Yeah. Here we go, 3rd and 7. And here I just pointed this out because there's USC guy running. This guy worked under Wink. And this is one of Wink's favorite stunts, and it's the same darn thing they're running. And we just come up a little, we complete a pass. I mean, he throws it right where it has to be. USC kid makes a good play. So we're confident. We've seen bubble with accuracy. This stuff is easy to throw. He can throw this stuff. But we got to get separation. And then the kid makes a hell of a – this number 4 was a damn good player. Here we go. Penalty. I don't know how this guy is. I don't know how this is not called a penalty.
It is in the pros now. They emphasize it in the pros. Maybe they need. Yeah, I mean, he's 2 yards off the line, Scar.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how that's not a penalty, but we're in our nickel package. What Wink did a lot, Denny, against this team. The first week we had 6 guys up. He's changed every week. This team, for whatever reason, he lined up 4 guys. He wants it down in distance, 2nd and 5. He had a lot of we're going to line up 4 guys, play with 2 linebackers, and I have our basic vanilla nickel package. He didn't try to bring guys up as much as he's done in the past. Now, what was his thinking? So I know as a coach, sometimes you're better off just letting these 4 guys line up and just widen out and get to the quarterback and or run your stunts. So for this team, for whatever his reasons were, maybe he was concerned that if we brought 6 guys up, they couldn't get back out in coverage. You follow me? Because they're at the line of scrimmage. Yeah. And he was worried about this quarterback's ability to throw the ball. You follow me on that, Denny?
I'm following you. Yep.
Okay, so for whatever reason, Wink stayed with a lot more 4 at the line of scrimmage. But I thought this should have been a penalty. But Josiah Stewart just hammers this kid and just beats him with speed. And sometimes if you got guys that can beat that tackle, you don't need to fake nothing, fool nothing. Just beat them with speed. Just go get fast guys, coach them up. That's a great job. He had a hell of a game. Stewart had a hell of a game. Danny, I am a confident guy with our front 4 edge guys. The 2 that rotate in, the Guy and Brandt made old Scar a hell of a lot more comfortable for the future at that position. 3rd and 14. We're in a vanilla 4-man front. We're not showing nothing, Danny. We ain't messing around. And this is a nice tackle by 15 there.
Hausman.
I love this tackle. I got him circled here. And we're just rushing 4. We're not doing any stunning at all, right? Let's see. Our stun ain't smooth there. You see how this smooth? They got to smooth this out. They're running a stun at the top. And these 2 guys kind of get jammed up in here. This is all about getting a feel for, they do this stunt hundreds of times in practice. But they're kind of running into each other here. You see that?
Yeah.
Anyway, Hausman, left shoulder, perfect. Keep him inside the defense. To all your buddies, nothing. What a way to start out, man.
Are they allowed to keep the tight end that far off the line like that where he's up there? I mean, he was even farther back on that play.
Well, he's an eligible receiver. Danny, he's you talking about him?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a different. Yeah, you got to have.
Is that the tackle in front of him, or is that 2 tight ends?
Well, again, it's the same tackle again. Yeah. It looks like he's off the line of scrimmage. I mean, if I'm Esposito or Wink, I'm like, hey, referee, what's up with this dude, man? How is that legal after a while? You got to tell the official because they do it, Danny. They get off. They want to get back here as much as possible because it helps them get position against that pass rush. So, he's got to tell the ref. but that's great hustle. Again, Mason Graham had his best game, and he made some plays. And we're winning the line of scrimmage, and this is a great effort by Mullings. Oh man, because we don't flat out blow them out of here on this because they get penetration at the top. You got to seal at the top, Danny.
I was wondering about going for this. I was wondering about going for this.
Some of this stuff, I'm going to save some of this stuff for Jerry. I some of it I didn't mark because I'm saving it for him. He's gonna. Anyway, let's move on.
All right.
So 83 played a hell of a lot of football, Marshall. So just so you know, and we ran a lot more pistol against this team. Now, for whatever reason, the game plan for what USC did, they decided to go more pistol. I don't have the answer for it. Now, this is a touchdown. And we get a great job blocking here, just so you know, 83 is in the game. And he's getting clock. He's got a long way to go physically, but he's in there. And here we go. Let's run it. So, Denny, listen, man. Got a lot of things going on here. This is just a normal play we've been running forever with the motion. Number 10, I'd like to see you carry out the fake. We don't carry out fakes enough. If I'm coaching the damn quarterback at Michigan, we're carrying out fakes, and I'm going to give him a ton of work reading the ends. Anyway, that's that. I don't believe if Davis Warren is in the game that this is a touchdown. Not at all is this a touchdown, because you're going to see all the attention that number 10 gets. This kid here is crucial. This kid here is not disciplined. He's flying out because number 10's in the game. Their defense is flying. This linebacker here, this guy right here, is flying out of here because he sees number 10's in the game. So let's run it. And Mullings, so watch this kid here, Danny. Watch this kid right here. This guy, right? This guy right here. You got to look at his eyes. Watch his eyes. And watch this linebacker here. This guy. They're just stepping out. Just a half a step. That half step, he steps that way. That couple steps, he steps this way. It's just enough because 10's in the game, Danny. 10's in the game. He's looking right at he thinks he's going to get the jump on number 10. And he ends up fooling himself because now he's still drifting. He's still drifting. This is the guy that would make the play right here if he's not overplaying number 10. He's out of position. You see that little bit of being out of position, the factor it was?
Yeah, oh yeah.
He ain't making that play with 10 in the game. Or he's making the play with 16 in the game. So people want to rip on Alex Orji, right? You know, or he can't throw this, that, but our coaches are smart. Defensive coach, I see this. I know the difference with him in the game. I know it as a player and I know it as a coach. Because I told you when I played, the first thing I want to know is how fast is the quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's the same thing for these guys, man. All these defensive players, they know who's in the game. This kid is accurate, man. You know, the kid from Texas, you know, this kid just doesn't have the offensive line, but this kid has played really well. He's accurate as hell. I mean, here we are in a 5-1 look. And here's Wink again asking guys to do different things. They complete a pass here. But, you know, he'll bring our linebacker out and have him rush, have him take on guards, have him out in coverage. But we beat a darn good quarterback, Denny. Fresno had a hell of a quarterback. This kid, Texas, good quarterbacks.
Yeah, he put some great he put some NFL throws out there. No doubt.
He didn't make any mistakes, did he? Did he ever?
Well, Will Johnson picked him up.
Will Johnson. Okay, here's 2nd and 2. I like what's happening in the line of scrimmage. Again, this half-ass fake, but we're moving the line of scrimmage. See how 2nd and 2 is a lot different, well, you know, than 4th and 1, but it's still, I like movement. Look at the movement, man. Look how we're moving, guys. That's what you want from your double team. So I thought Gio took a big step. I thought Link took a big step. This is some creative stuff. This has been in the playbook. And you talked about we've had this play in. Remember, Brant got beat on it a while ago. The reverse with the tight end faking.
Oh yeah, this is my favorite drive.
Remember, I said we run the same play, Denny. There's no excuse for it. Let's see how their kid plays it. Their kid's lost too. Look at him. He's clueless. He doesn't see it. He don't feel Bredesen wheeling around. This kid right here. Or this, yeah. He doesn't feel it. He doesn't see it. You don't see it. Anyway, we get him. We get him pinned. And Bredesen sees he's not going to make the play. Anyway, that's creative stuff. That helps your quarterback. That can relieve some pressure. I like how we execute here, 2nd and 4. This is an executed play. I see Gio. I see Link getting better. You know, this is power. We're blocking down, kicking out, and we get a good movement here. But we got vision from our running back, Danny. This play is supposed to hit. It's supposed to hit right in here. And USC plays it okay, but we still would have got yards here. But they're flying out. They're overcommitting. And he sees it. He sees this linebacker flying out of there. And he cuts it back. Picks up a first down. That's vision. Mullings had obviously, we all know, I'm sure he was player of the game. But this is, he sees the cutback there. That play is not designed to go there, but I'm seeing we could have got yards the other way too. I'm going to let Jerry cover this touchdown. That's a well-blocked play, and Donovan found a seam in there. Again, I'm fired up when I saw from 42 and 91. And 92, Big Ike got some work. Now, this is a dang good job by our 2 edge players. Number 8, Moore, this is as good as it gets. He's outside. He gets upfield. He gets in the quarterback's face, and the kid throws a dime. It happens. But from an edge play, this is exactly the way I was coached and exactly how I coached it, the way Moore is handling this. But I like that Ike is in the game. And, Danny, I got to tip your hat here. And sometimes as a defensive player and as a defensive coach, you can't just yell at dudes and scream that, you don't know what the hell you're doing or everybody sucks. Well, this kid throws a dime, man.
He does.
He throws a dime.
They showed the end zone. I mean, you can't put that ball in there any better.
Yeah, and the kid's a hell of a player. That kid ain't no stiff. That receiver is a highly recruited kid. He's going to be in the NFL. So, he's
right.
good.
Yes, he is. I
got 5 up. Oh, what the hell do I got with 5? 7. Oh, I'm wondering what the hell we're doing with we got 5 up. And this is the only – and Wink called a masterpiece, Denny, for the first half. He called a masterful game plan. Masterful. Perfect. And Page misses them. This is why I don't like rushing safeties and corners. I don't like it as a coach, because they don't get enough work on it. They lose contains on quarterbacks. You follow me?
Well,
edge players do it in practice every day. So we got 5 up. We got them 3rd and 11. We should have drilled them right shoulder, and Page is, come on, man. You got to know this kid ain't no unathletic. Throttle down, keep right shoulder leverage, make them step up. Quarterbacks don't want to step up. They do not want to step up where they know the big ugly guys are. Graham and Mason and Grant. He lets them outside the defense, outside. That's an unbelievable play. But we help them. We let them do it. But
Sharon really complimented Quentin Johnson there on making that play.
Yeah, that's a great play.
They held him to a field goal here.
Yeah, those are the things you point out as a coach. That was great hustle by him.
Yep.
But I talked about red zone last Monday, Danny, that we got to be good in the red zone against this team. So we get them, we give up the long run. We got them 3rd and goal. We got 5 up. And now they got to run the ball, man. What do you got now? You're going to just you're just going to throw? And Wink, what does Wink do here now? What's he got? Wink likes to run. He likes to drop the goal line. He likes to rush 3 guys. but he's got 5 up at the line of scrimmage. And who's he dropping out? He's dropping the 2 edge guys out. So he only rushes 3 guys. You see that?
Yeah.
So he's dropping these guys out. He likes that. Wink likes to rush 3 in the red zone and down in here and make that. That way you got 8 dudes down in here and let that quarterback figure it out. It's a whole mess. You got it?
Yeah.
So what do? We rush 3 and we still get some pressure. We get them moving and incomplete pass. So good job. Good scheme. Good execution. Good stop to hold them to 3 points after that long run. The crowd, I guess, was a big factor, Danny. They said it was one of the loudest games we've had over there, 103. So I just want to point that out.
It sounded like a great crowd. I can tell you that.
Yeah,
Looked like a great crowd. Sounded like a great crowd. 2 classic teams.
Yeah, I like to see this left shoulder tackle, but it's hard tackling these athletes. You know, Danny, like I said, the USC has recruited. He's recruited 4- or 5-star skill guys. He doesn't have the Texas lines. That's what he doesn't have. The Ohio State, those kind of dudes.
Right.
But he's got the speed and the athletes in the secondary. I think this kid is something else. Okay, what else? What do we got here? We got 4 up. Again, I got this kid good as yours. We're offsides. We give him a free pass. You know the problem with rotating a lot of guys, Denny, as a defensive football player, one thing you cannot get a scouting report on, really. Our coaches used to try to do it because back then you could scout in person. Is you can't get an understanding of the cadence of the quarterback. You can't scout that. You don't know what their verbiage is, and it takes you a little while to get an understanding of the cadence. And they got us jumping off sides, and that's kind of a problem with rotating a bunch of guys, is to get a feel for the quarterback's cadence. So we got to be smarter. Our players need to, the starter needs to tell the backups what's going on with the cadence. But I think those were starters in there. Again, I got Wink. I thought it was a great half of football. Here we are at the end of the half, 3rd and 8. So Wink has the fly, and I agree with him. This is what I believed in too. Ever since that Colorado game where we lost on the Cordell Stewart deal, Danny, you don't rush 4 guys. You rush 5. You make him throw it fast. Make him throw the football faster than he wants to, so he can't run around back there. You saw. Did you watch Prime win at the end of the game?
Yeah, Colorado had another Hail Mary.
Yeah, well, the dummy from Baylor lost contain. The guy had a great plan. He rushed down. Anyway, it just made me sick watching the idiot that has to live with that, how he loses contain. 55, I don't have a lot of his great plays. This is one play where he dominates this kid so much. Again, I like to see that 91 was in the game. But this play is on Mason Graham. He manhandles his kid just a little bit too long. See, he's an A-gap player here, Danny. This is his gap. This play, okay, this play, Mason Graham is responsible for the gap to the Mason's right side of the center. The center's left. That's Mason's gap. So but the way we teach it, we talk about gap and a half. We'd like to have him punch and come underneath also, but he's responsible for the A gap to their sideline. He's A gap over here. And he punches the guy. He's got control. This play is supposed to hit over here. And we got it stuffed over here. And this kid sees that it's stuffed, and Mason has to come off this thing, but he hangs a little too long on this block. And the kid, see how he just misses him there?
Just missed him, yeah.
He just missed him. But I understand what he's doing. That's one of them plays where it's not like they overpowered us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like they ripped us. So when I look at the film of it, I'm like, man, he's dominating that kid. Anyway, Riley, second half, let the QB win it. That's, I think, what I talked about that. That's what he did. And I got a question mark here because I don't like how we're rushing here. We got two guys on the outside. It's not coordinated. You never should have a defense look like that, Denny. You should never have two guys on the outside. One of them should have been inside. Maybe that's why we don't get pressure. So we got two guys outside, and he's able to complete that. So that's, that on the coach, the players, those guys have been around. But actually, that was 8-0, right, on the same side?
There's 0.
What number is this right here?
Hausman.
That's Hausman. They just should know that. Kid throws a perfect pass. 8. Okay, he's got 8 down here. He's moving these guys around. We're in a 5-1. Again, I think what's the down and distance? Okay, 3rd and 5. So he wants to get. He'll take out maybe Kenny Grant. He'll take out some of the big guys and sometimes get 3 edge players. Mentor used to do a lot of that. Get 3 edge players in the game at one time in these situations. Wink doesn't do as much of that. But we do get pressure from number 8. And this is that tough pass. You know what this kid reminded me, Denny? Look at this pass. Which Michigan quarterback does this remind you of from about 20 years ago? Looks like Chad Henning to me.
Okay.
That pass right there, didn't it?
I look like Tom Brady, too.
Yeah. Anyway, 26-92, getting work. We're in a lot of zone. Wink is in a lot of zone. His old school roots. There's the weaknesses to the zone. And he's letting this quarterback, we're rushing 3, head on a swivel. We don't do a good job here. You got to, if you're going to drop 8 guys in coverage, I'd like to know how he teaches it because I never dropped 8 as a coach. I had it in, but we just played. It's just I can't figure out how the hell he's coaching this. Because when I look at this, I'm like, where are all these guys supposed to be? What are they? Why are 2 guys together? That's I got 2 guys together here, and I don't know what their landmarks are. I don't know how they coach it, but there's confusion, and that's why this kid's open.
Yeah, he called that a blow.
In a traditional, I used to run. I did actually rush 3 into the half type stuff. I had 5 under, 3 deep. That's what I did. Okay, I don't know how Wink's coaching this, but we got 2 guys screwed up. So that's too easy. That could have been a damn field goal if we defend it right. So now they got momentum, and it's not good. We're struggling to move the ball. They're getting confidence. And 3rd and 3, what is Johnson hearing? What's he hearing on the sideline? He's lined up against this kid all game. He sees the split. He knows the down and distance. He's a smart player. What's the quarterback saying? There's a lot of things we don't know that made him jump this route. But it's just intelligence and having played, something he smelled, something he saw. I wonder if did you hear him interviewed about that play at all?
He talked today. Yeah, he
said, what made him? Did he talk about what?
He talked. The Will Johnson's a pretty composed guy. He talks about his preparation and film, and he was just ready for it.
Oh, okay, so there's
something in front of me, but he was.
Yeah, I'd like to ask him what he saw and what he sniffed out, and what made him get that good jump. What's the down and distance? 3rd and 2, number 20. I like his effort here, number 20. And we talked about 28, the play before. These are the plays you point out as a coach. Here's USC executing, getting their run game going. Didn't want to get their run game going. We missed the tackle here. This guy's got to tackle better. But they execute it. They cut it back. This is we run this play, right, Danny?
Yeah, all day.
Same. They're pulling. What are they doing? Pulling the backside tackle? Yeah, they're pulling the backside tackle. You know why teams pull tackles sometimes, Danny? Because teams are keying guards often, and they don't see the tackle.
Yeah, that's what Jerry was saying.
Yeah. Anyway, we should have tackled him here.
Yeah, Barham should have got him.
No, that's number 12. Well, Barham should have. We got a couple of, this is their Mullings run. You know what I mean? It's similar. Just like we got a guy missing him here.
Took a step. One
miss. Here's another miss. And there's a third miss. And then we got number 20 to save the day coming out of nowhere. Look at him. To give us a chance. But, yeah, that's a similar run. It's the same kind of deal. He cut it back like the Mullings run. Pad level, we're too high. Espo, got to get these guys lower. We're too high down here. Getting moved off the ball. I got this guy here, Denny. When you're playing defense and you see somebody overacting, we've had plays in the book where this guy right here, this dude right here, overact. So he's going in motion and he's saying something. He's yelling something. I can tell you he's yelling something.
Yeah.
He wants this whole defense to look at him. We're going to throw it out here, something.
Yeah, he's a great player too, so you got to listen.
Just little things to deceive you, to get you widening out. But bottom line is we're too high here. 78's too high. Can't play down there, too high. So now we get back to this play. And this is the play I was talking about the other night. And Josiah gets pressure. Great play, beats two guys. So they're already they know that their tackles are having trouble with him. Josiah Stewart probably made himself a lot of money in this game, rushing these quarterbacks. But, Danny, I talked about this the other night. I didn't do it every week with your defense, but I would do it maybe 3 times a year, at least twice a year, teach them how to secure the football. There's the 5 pressure points, the finger, the palm, the forearm, the bicep, the chest. I learned that from Freddie Jackson, working the camp with Freddie. So you teach a guy to secure the football. So Stewart makes the play, rips it out of there, and Kenny picks it up.
All right.
And
he's got it in the wrong hand, or is he put it over the right? Okay.
Well, the kid actually had enough sense to bring it to the right hand. That's the thing. Kenny actually had enough sense to bring it to the right hand. It looks like he's got 2 hands on it for a second. This kid here makes a hell of a play. This dude here is something else. But you know what? He's a running back, Denny. He's a running back. You know what this kid does in practice every day? They try to rip the ball from each other in practice. That's what they do every single day, running backs. So he knows how to do it. Kenny doesn't have a lot of work on defending it from a guy taking it out of there. This kid does just a master. I mean, that's what a play. But he does it in practice every day. So anyway, very discouraging because you get off the field, you think you're off the field, and now you're right back. It's first down. We got 5 up. I got a question mark about something. Oh, I don't know what the hell that is. We're confused, man. Stewart's dropping.
This is where Will Johnson.
Oh, unless he's playing man coverage. Unless they're, you know what, Danny? Maybe that's what they're in. You remember how I told you Wink likes to make everything look the same? So this looks like we're in a 5-1 pack. We're in a 5-1 package. It can be zone where Stewart drops. He can rush. He can drop. It's what we do. But I'm wondering why they ran the hell out of it. Why they were able to run the ball over here so easily, because Stewart looks like he's dropping, but now I think he's in man coverage. I think he's covering that guy. Yeah, that's what it is. He's covering him. So now we don't have no contain because he's covering him. And that's just a weakness of the defense. And if you're going to do that, you got to have that tackle know that. If you're going to drop him or put him in man, then this guy has to get out here and contain. You see that? And we got no contain. We got nothing.
Right.
That's too easy. And that's, that's coaching players. I don't know if the tackle was supposed to loop out, but Danny, we had a sudden change. It's almost like a sudden change. You have a 12 13-play drive, you get the turnover, and then you give it right back. You know, you got to be mentally tough, man. Coach Moeller used to talk about this all the time, about just, you can't get, you know, you get tired, you get confused, you got to be mentally tough. You know, you're back on the field. It's probably 16 plays now. And we let them score, man. Because now, I don't know, is this because we're not mentally, because we're tired? Why are we screwed up? Because we played so smart in the first half. Now we got a guy that's somebody screwed up. So we got Barry rushing here, and we got nothing out here. We got one guy out there. They see it right away. That's a mental breakdown. You know, are we tired? Are we confused? Are we feeling sorry for ourselves that you know, Kenny got the ball ripped from him? I don't know. Danny, listen, I'm going to draw up some stuff that I think we should be doing with Alex. And I would. Okay. Third and 3. So listen, we have this play in the book. Just quarterback ISO. You know, just let Mullings lead on this linebacker and let Alex run that ball right through there. That's what you do with a kid like Alex Orji. You know what I mean? Quarterback ISO. They don't want to defend that. But we need answers. Okay, we got to have more plays to put this defense in conflict. If we're not throwing the ball as good as we you know, as we want, we have to have other things. Okay, the other play I would put in is the play we ran that I haven't seen it. Put this guy over here like we did against Ohio State. Put that back right there and block these guys down and pull this guard and kick out with this lead back. Let that guard work right through there and let Alex run that ball right through there. So that's quarterback power, you know, this way. You follow me?
Yeah.
This is what we ran against Ohio State with JJ to win the game, where he dove in there, right? So I'd have QB power in to the tight end. We've got the darn play in the book. So I'd have that play in over here. I'd have quarterback ISO in. Those two plays I would be running. If we're having trouble moving the damn ball, you know, I don't know why we didn't run it against SC. But then we ended up doing this, and we get garbage. So 3rd and 3, and we got this. Smash him right in the face with quarterback power.
He's looking to pass here. Is that what you're thinking?
I looked at this play a couple times, and I'm trying to figure out what the hell kind of coverage they're in. I don't know why this guy is just lingering around. I don't know. I don't know if I give credit to the defense. Sometimes a defense looks great when guys make mental mistakes and they're not where they're supposed to be. They got lucky. You follow me?
Yeah.
But this dude is just I'm watching like what the rest of the defense is doing. It looks like they're in, you know, I don't know what kind of defense has 4 dudes right here. they just get lucky or something. I don't know. And then this guy's playing run. So I don't know what they saw, if somebody made a mistake, but that's not a traditional defense. And they just get lucky and kill it. I don't know if they got lucky. I'd like to talk to their defensive coach to know what the hell he was doing. But I don't like our options in 3rd and 3 that we're doing that. I'd rather punch him in the face with quarterback ISO or quarterback power. You follow me?
Well, yeah. I mean, it looked like Kendrick Bell might have been open there too. So I don't know.
Now, this is 42 and 91. Brant did some good things too. So again, I just want to I want to talk about it because that's my former position, man. And I want to feel comfortable with because these guys are going to start next year. 42 and 91. They'll be our starters next year. So TJ Guy is doing some things. He's all over the place. A tough kid. So here's 91 in the game. 3rd and 9. 15 does a nice job here. Makes a nice tackle. You know, he don't make that tackle. That's a first down. You got to come a long way to make that tackle. So that's a good, you know, we get him punting the ball. You know, he throws the bubble good, man. Look how he was 100% accurate on his bubbles. You know, Danny, they were right where they need to be. And this play is there. Samaj, that play is there. Run it right in through here. Just like a running back reading your blocking. It's all in there. This lineman's going to clean everything up right inside there. But where's he running? Goes out here. What the hell's out there? Nothing.
Yeah, he missed that one.
This play, I hated defending this play as a coach because of that cutback right there.
Yeah, you can see that tunnel right there.
Right there. Go right off that big tackle's butt. Go cut it right in here off his butt, and you got something. There's all kinds of stuff in there, man.
Yeah.
And this kid's getting better. 71, he's going to be okay. I see, he's an athlete. He's getting better. He had a decent game.
That's Evan Link.
Link. Should have been a hold here. They get away with one. I mean, how is that not a hold?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
They got good receivers, man.
Yes, they
got
do.
good receivers.
Good quarterback, good receiver.
Here's 5 up, 8 and 0 on the same side. Again, this was new for this team. That's big. That's 3rd and 7. So, what was Winks thinking there? He found a weakness that would exploit. So I give the guy credit. And then Donovan fumbles here. I just talked last week how I talked about our running back coach, right?
Yeah.
He's done such a great job because we haven't fumbled the football.
It's been a while.
We fumble the ball, and I'm going to move on. We know what happens there. And, I don't know what's going on here. He's expecting help. Yeah, we're just a little jacked up. I don't know if this is on page. It looks like he's expecting help with this coverage. It's some kind of. I think it's some kind of a combo deal that these two should be bracketing him, and I think he believes he has help over the top because these guys. It's not like It doesn't look like a 3 deep zone. It looks like there's a type of a combo deal they're working. Because he's drifting this way, this safety right here. So they're squeezing over here, and these guys should be squeezing, playing together over there. So Page and Hill, that's not good. Somehow, some way, that's their combo effort is confused.
Sharon Moore said today that we're playing a coverage where Macari's supposed to go to the top a little faster. He doesn't get there.
Okay, well then, I thought it would be on Macari too. He should have been there then. That's exactly what I'm seeing there. Alex has, and this doesn't come with. It's hard to get this in practice. He's got to get a sense of the pocket. Yeah, what do I got here? Yeah, we're in trouble. 3rd and 10 with this offense.
Yeah,
but he's got. Denny, sometimes I found this coaching quarterbacks. It's kind of like linebacker. Some guys just have a sense of feeling pressure, feeling the seam in when you can step up, when you can get outside the pocket. Some of this stuff is hard you just can't coach it. There's just a sense that some guys have better than others. So hopefully he'll feel that and he'll see that because there's, if he can use his athletic ability, let's get this thing back. Where is there a seam? Could he have stepped up?
Yeah.
There's
the hope is that the game's going to slow down for him a little bit. He'll be able to feel the pocket a little bit better. He'll be able to run, pick that up, and he'll also be able to keep. Didn't look like he had his head downfield the whole time. He was looking at the rush. Those are things you got to work on.
Anyway, that stuff. Yeah, with reps, legend. Denny, this play, we're going to break it down because this is, we're losing the football game, man. It's 3rd and 1, and this coach says, the hell with you, Sharon Moore and Campbell. I'm putting 9 guys up here. I'm putting 9 dudes up here. And this is a legendary play that people will talk about. He just legendary. But our our offensive line does a good job, but this play, we cannot make a living running the football against 9-man boxes, 8-man box. You can't do it.
No.
Okay. This play is a freak of nature because this kid made 3 guys miss. Okay? You can't count on it. So let's look at it. So we block our guys, we get movement, miss. So there's 3 misses there. And we'll get the other view is a little better, and it's just a great run. It gets the crowd fired up, gives us confidence. I don't know how the hell we have pulled muscles, pulled hamstrings, Denny. As much as these guys run and sprint and stretch, you got the great strength coaches and the trainers, and then you get him pulling up over here, and that's huge. He didn't play the rest of the game.
It was hot. Yeah, well,
I get it, man, but these guys run every day in practice. They stretch. I just don't understand how you get pulled hamstrings.
Well,
okay, so Danny, listen, we're going to break this down. So we cannot run versus this. You ain't going to win many football games if teams feel they can do this against you. There's 6 at the line of scrimmage, and then you've got 9 guys right here. These 3 dudes are like within 5 yards of the ball, so that's a 9-man front, and we need some answers. But we get great movement here. Look what we're doing to this guy. It's great movement, nice kick out block by Bredesen. Okay, but this guy's unblocked, Denny. I don't care how good a job these guys do. And these 2 guys did a great job. And this guy's doing a great job. This dude's unblocked. 9 guys. This guy did a great job. Everybody in the offensive line is doing what they're supposed to do. And this is a scheme defense. He's just saying, to hell with you, man. But guess what? He misses the tackle. Just has it's a clean, as a defensive coordinator, this stuff drives you nuts. He just whiffs. So there's 1. The other guy whiffs. There's 2. Just dragging him. Whiff. Okay, if you're going to count on that to have success offensively, it ain't going to happen. So we got to get some answers, but it's a great play by Mullings, and it's a great play by our offensive linemen because they blocked who they were supposed to block, but we just can't make a living with that. Here's 3rd and 1. 83's in the game. 44. I question 44 here. Why the hell do I have a question mark at 44? Oh, because he's letting that guy beat him. Bredesen's got to do a better job cutting this guy off. You can't let these, because they're getting, we should be knocking this out of here, and we struggle here. So Bredesen, I'd like to see Bredesen cut this guy off from getting underneath him. See how he gets penetration, Denny? This kid right here. See how that guy beats him?
Yeah, he got him.
And, we get the first down, but he can't let that happen. Okay, so we get the first down. 56 is in the game. 58, 71. Great job. 83's up here. It's 1st and goal. And we get some movement there. That's good yards down there. I like 58. I like 71. I like the center. Center's where he's supposed to be. Guard, look at Gio pushing this guy, keeping him outside, not letting him fold under. Look at they can't come underneath the place. They know the play's coming in here. They're not letting him fall off to make the play. And Mullings gets us some yards. Good job by those 3 guys on our right side there. 2nd and goal. What do I got here?
Yeah, what did you think? If people didn't like this play.
Yeah. Okay, they didn't like it after it was incomplete, right, Denny?
Well, right. I think you run it every single time, and you're thinking, hey,
I get it. Well, here's the deal. This is one thing I respect about USC. As much as we were hammering them, they still had dudes that had to play pass, right?
Right.
And I think Denny, I think it's this. Okay, and these guys, they were right where they had to be when we did throw the football. This is what I think is going on. and I'm not the coach, but I see things. Okay, I think we're showing pass with our line. I'm an old defensive player, man. We look at stance. We scout stance. If I find one guy, I'm looking when as a defensive coach, there's always that one big heavy guy that doesn't get in a good stance. And he shows run when it's run and he shows pass when it's pass. You follow me? He's too unathletic to get down in the stance and get up and pass protect. You follow me?
Yeah, is Michigan tipping their hand here?
I think they're tipping their hand. That's what I think is happening. I think when I look here, I see guys leaning back. I see guys leaning back right here. Now, are they seeing Gio leaning back? Are they seeing guys? I don't know. I think they are. I think we're showing pass. So 80's in the game. He ain't played. But I think the reason this play was defended too is I think we're showing pass. So I'd like to get that message to
Espo.
No,
sorry.
Big Grant.
Newsom. Yeah, Grant Newsom.
I think we're showing pass, and I think these guys are smelling it. But, Danny, you know why I thought this isn't a terrible call? Because they've been – look where the ball is. You know what I mean? And he could have been wide open. But you know why it's – my brother made this point because I told you I was watching the game with him and Jerry. You know, the problem with throwing the football here is the time in the game.
Right.
You know, the 51 seconds, second down, you want to end the game, you know, you want to end it. So that's why, you know, that's a good point by my brother is like, let's get this thing. Either we're going to win it or we're going to lose it with no time on the clock. So they don't have no time for a field to try to make something happen. But look how this kid is he's just totally zoomed in on him, man. This guy right here, he's not even playing a run. Like that's what made me think, what's this guy seeing? He is not even honoring run at all. You know, and it's something tells me he smells something. That they're reading run or pass.
Yeah.
So that's not good to have him getting. I didn't like how that the TV guy was zooming in on his wrist. You remember that?
Not really, but I didn't notice that.
Yeah. All right, here's Danny. This play here. This play should have been stopped, but we find a way to get in the end zone. It's old school. I don't know if Sharon Moore thought about the legend of Michigan football, the history and the tradition of Michigan football, but we are in double tight, I-backs, 1972, 82, 92 football. This is I-back Michigan football. We got big tackle right here. We got 75 right here. We got 83. He's a long way from blocking dudes at the line of scrimmage, but he's got to get better. And we got 80. We got two tight ends that ain't played hardly all year in the game because the other two guys are hurt. So USC has got the right defense, but they're not sound. They're just long. They beat us up. I'm going to point it out what's happened here. Mullings finds the flaw in their scheme because our tight end 83 is getting launched. 75 does a decent job, but this other view will give you a better look of it. We get in. Mullings found the flaw. He found the crack.
Let me ask you a question, Scar.
Yeah.
There's a couple things. One, there was people thought I saw this film. Does Bredesen leave early? And does I don't know. I think it's the tight end.
No, let me tell you. This coach has.
Is there a hold over here on either 83 or somebody?
No. I'm gonna tell you what's happened. They got the right defense. They got everything defended. This guy here is an A-gap player. He's killing it right there. He's playing good technique. This guy's a B-gap player. He's playing it. He's playing good technique. This guy right here. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's not him. Okay. Let me go back because I don't want to screw this up. This guy is playing his gap where he's supposed to be. This dude right here Now, Denny, every defense, you have a gap. These three guys for SC are doing what they're supposed to do. They're in their gap. This guy, now either that's A, B, C, D. Either you're an E gap player or you're a D gap player, because this linebacker should be killing the D gap, which ends up being the D gap. But 83 gets crushed. He gets launched by this kid. But this kid doesn't. Watch what he does to 83. So this guy right here just launches Marshall. He just stuffs him right into the hole. He kills him.
That's not a hole.
You're allowed to do that.
All right, I'm asking you. I don't know.
I'm telling you, it's a terrible block by 83. But Bredesen does a good job. He gets his guy. But this linebacker, see, this kid for USC makes Michigan. This guy should be firing in here, and this guy should be out here. That's a sound defense. Okay? But this kid is lost. He's confused. This kid takes neither gap. Instead of being in one gap, and the line, it's just not sound by USC. It should have been a stop play. This linebacker doesn't fill his gap. He gets caught up in here and looking in here. I don't know why he's looking in there. 83 is getting crushed. Play is supposed to hit off his butt. And he founds it right there. So bottom line is USC's defense is they did a lot of good things right there. But like I said, this guy should have been, if you're in this gap, then be in that gap and then have him out here. But this guy right here from USC made it. Even though he crushed crushed 83, it's just not totally a sound. But I give credit to Mullings more than anything in this play, because he found the flaw in there. And I talked about this the other night, Danny. We got our best our starting four guys in the game. There's 34 seconds left, and they haven't played a ton of snaps because they were getting breaks. So they're able to rush the quarterback pretty good. Like to see this guy tackled in bounds. But we're trying. I think we coach it. We're trying, but they get out of bounds. But they got juice, Danny. Those four rush guys got something left in the tank. Now here's Wink, 3rd and 9. Wink likes to rush 3 now at times. Here's quarterback steps up, incomplete pass. And here we are. I don't know what this kid's thinking from them. They make mistakes too. So we're in man. It looks like we're in man 4 deep. Man coverage here, and we're playing 4 deep, it looks like. Rushing 3. Then we got Hausman mirroring him, but the guy just runs a route too short.
6 inches short. Yeah.
So guys make mistakes, man.
I don't know. The ball kind of led him over there too. Maybe a better throw. Maybe he gets that one. Scar, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, that touchdown from Michigan, Denny. It's amazing how our tight end got crushed on that play, and it should have been a dead play if that kid would have stayed inside, or it played out, man. But 83's got a long way to go. He needs 15 more pounds. He needs Justin Truss in the weight room. Well, 80, Marshall got to get stronger, man. And 80 was in the game, so we got to get them tight ends back, man.
Pressed into action. I got 2 quick things for you. One, I was a little bit surprised about this. They didn't say anything about Kirk Campbell making the call. Sharon Moore, after the game, was asked about the conversation on the headset before the 4th down play. Here's what he said. What's your best 4th down play right here? What's the best goal line play? And Grant Newsome was like, boom, knew exactly what the play was. When somebody responds with that assertiveness and confidence, okay, let's do it. You look at the boys, and the boys knew it, so we were in great shape. Kirk Campbell's the offensive coordinator on the biggest play of the game, and they're letting the first-time offensive line coach, because he's on the headset, just come up and say,
Danny, that's That's what good leadership. You know, I was a head coach, and you know, I never called the play ever as a head coach, but when you empower guys, they're going to bust their butt and work harder. You know, yeah, you're right, David. Pad level was too high for us. SC did a great job there at the goal line, pad level. That's Marshall. You got to get lower. But, you know, Denny, you empower a guy and you take his – but I just wonder if old Grant, when you asked him about our best play, he's thinking Michigan football tradition, 72, 82, 90. Them guys all – that was the first play we put in, man. Block down, kick out, you know, it's we found a way to get it done, man. Yeah, we got an old football guy. He understands pad level. Yeah, our pad level, they beat us there, man.
All right. Earlier, I forget who asked, but they said, how does this USC offense compare to the OSU offense in your mind?
You know, pretty similar. Pretty similar. Ohio State might have better offensive linemen. The backs might be a little better, but is the quarterback going to be more accurate than what we saw Saturday? I don't know. The receivers are damn good. We went against some good ones against USC.
Yeah, good point.
So listen, there's not going to be a huge difference between going against USC and this team. No. They're going to have some maybe bigger, thicker, stronger dudes on defense. Ohio State maybe a little bit bigger and stronger and more athletic, but we went against some pretty good players in there, and they were well coached. What's good
I would think that Moss might be a little bit better quarterback, and
he might be more accurate. Yeah, he might be. The other kid can run.
Ohio State's got two incredible running backs, and you know they've got and USC's wide receivers are pretty good, but I don't know. OSU's got great wide receivers, so you know it's
Antoine, you're thinking like a coach, man. Here's Antoine. I love the win from Michigan. This is a character. It does everything you want, man. This is the kind of win you love it as a coach, because we were tested mentally. We played a bunch of guys. Defense now, I am confident. You know, Scar's been worried about our defensive depth. I'm not worried so much anymore now. You know, it's a confident, character building win. What's good about the game too is, okay, game 4, we don't see the Buckeyes for 7-8 weeks. Good point, Scar Moss. He might be. I mean, from an accuracy standpoint, you know, we just saw 2 real good quarterbacks, Ewing, and then the Fresno kid was accurate. This kid, now the kid from Michigan State will run around.
Woo!
You know, he'll run around and he'll throw it to you. The Minnesota kid won't be as like the Washington kid is started a lot of games, but we beat a damn good team, man. You know, Lincoln Riley is he's the kind of guy people go and listen to. Other coaches what's Lincoln Riley doing? You know, to how's he teaching things? And so, listen, it's a great win, Denny. Great win. And I wouldn't give a damn what anybody's saying. It is what we are. That's what we are, man. You want to worry about what we don't have? It doesn't do you any good. We got what we got. These coaches got to find a way to move the football, and the players are going to be united. And this old former player has faith.
Well, that's great to hear. We'll see you over on the Maize and Blue Review on the Den. All week long, we'll see you over in the Maize and Blue Review. Scar, it was, you've done a lot of excellent film reviews in your time that we've been working together. I think this one's been the best. I enjoyed it the most.
Yeah. All right, Danny, we're going to keep grinding, man. Go Blue. Let's go get them Gophers. Bring home the jug.
There it is. Smash that like button like you would smash the jug if it was in your possession.